Hello guys, Guru here. If you're new to the channel or enjoy the content, feel free to subscribe and stay tuned for more top-notch podcast reviews of your favorite series. Peace.
I blame the whole when my man Shane was coming to task with everything, and he's gonna leave everything alone, right? That he had to talk with Rick, he had to fight with Rick and everything. He done screwed Andrea. He was pretty much chilling. He fell back and let Rick call the shots. You know, he wasn't even real. You know, he was chilling. But then who the hell stirs up the pot again? That dumb bitch Lori. She comes back crying and apologizing and telling him, I don't know if the baby's Rick or yours and all this shit. And I'm like, yo, so he had let her go. He wasn't bothering her no more. He wasn't talking to her no more. So she came there and said all that dumb shit. So when she was saying she was sorry and said those tears and had that emotional breakdown in front of him, that gave him hope. That made him think like, okay, well, she's fighting the feeling to be with me. You know, on top of that, there's a good chance that baby is mine. You know what I'm saying? And she just opened a can of worms again. It's like, yo, she should have left the man alone. She was crying and bitching and telling Rick about Shane, not to tell her to leave me alone. And then the man stops bothering you and even got some new pussy in his life, like a man should. Here you are coming back in the picture, fucking with him again. And so now you put two friends back at odds again. So, like I said, I hate Lori. Lori's a dumb bitch, man. So she fucked it up. She brought that thing back. And what did Shane do right after that? He goes on a rampage, you know. He did the whole speech, and I love that. That's what made me a Shane fan, is when he went off at the front of the barn in front of Herschel and his family, talking about all the dumb shit they were doing. They weren't gonna do it no more. And pretty much he was taking over, man. He was letting his nuts swang, man. Yo, Shane was that dude, man. And he was telling him how they would bring those walkers back, and Herschel didn't want to kill him. And he was shooting him in front of him, said, look, you think this alive? You know, like, because, you know, Herschel thinks that it was an actual infection and they still were alive. They wasn't actually zombies. They wasn't dead. And they just needed help. They needed to be treated. But Shane pretty much showed to him that they were dead. Shane shot the lady in the chest. Look at that. Could she still be standing? Shot in the chest. He finally shot in the head. And the whole time, man, Rick was like, Shane, stop it, Shane. And Shane was like, hell no, man, I ain't listening to you no more. Sit your bitch ass down. And he bust open that bar, and they found out all those damn walkers came out, man. And that's another parallel right there. When you saw a lot of people probably didn't catch it, was when all of Rick's crew stood in front of the Herschel's family, and they just gunned down all those damn zombies. And all those zombies were like pretty much relatives of theirs or somebody they knew, or just people in general that they found that just wandered onto the farm. And they just gunned them down like barbarically, man. Just like, fuck it, annihilate those walkers. And one of them was his wife, and I think what, his son or something, or stepson or something like that. And to see them all crying and cowering behind Rick's crew, like, yo, how can y'all do this? You know, we let y'all family just saw that, man. And you can see like how that's another parallel. Like, they will still hold on to a different set of standards than Rick crew was. It was like a dividing line. It was like the gun line of Rick and his company, and Herschel was standing behind them. Like, they're getting left behind. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is the world. This is what's coming at us to kill us. We have to kill it first. You can't rely on the old ways. So it was good to see at the end of the season, all the people that represented the old world or the old way we were doing things were dying out, or their whole ideology was getting shattered, or was shattered. Because Herschel, he flipped out. Herschel was a good dude. He's a real religious guy, soft-spoken dude. He went to drinking because Shane shattered the facade that he was behind and showed him that wasn't your wife. This is actually a dead person. If somebody was actually just infected, how could they, you know, how could they live through being shot in the chest 2 times? You know, and he just shattered all of his ideals, you know. And it's like, Even what's the little girl name? Was it Beth? I think her name was Beth. Even her, she was just like, damn. And she almost got killed. After that, she ran up on one of the dead walkers. I think it was her mother, I can't think of the mother of her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend or something. And they had to gun him down. Had to gun him down too, right in front of him. So it's like, the thing that you love is trying to kill you. We trying to tell you that this isn't the person that you do think it is. And so they all came to this realization. So then it shattered her facade. And what did she do? She tries to commit suicide. And so Shane destroyed Herschel's ideologies. And then Andrea, when she allowed Beth to try to commit suicide, but she still came back and lived, she shattered Maggie's. So Maggie flipped out on Andrea, was like, why'd you do that? I don't want you in the house no more, blah, blah, blah. You almost killed my sister. You supposed to be watching her, this, that, and the third. But she's like, no, I'm actually helping you. I helped her. Your sister realized that she wanted to live, even though she did hurt herself by cutting her wrist. But at the end of the day, she chose life over death. And so she can do the same thing. So Maggie kind of kicked her out. So the outcasts were Maggie and Shane, which is cool. And then two people, they head into the house with people that would how can I put it? Would handicap them, kind of would keep their little facade going, like Rick. Rick is just like a guy to try to smooth things over and over and over. He placates to bullshit a lot. And Shane doesn't do that. Shane will call the bullshit out. Andrea calls the bullshit out. Lori and them all behind. They try to be so I don't say presidential, but they try to be politicians. They play more politics games. They're not gonna play what's really real. And so, just like Shane said the line was like, the right decision is the decision that keeps us alive. Rick's not gonna be able to say that, because Rick's gonna have to say like, well, I understand where you're coming from, but this has to be done because this, that, and third. Even though we know, it's like trying to play both sides of the fence. He does that shit a lot. And that's why when he makes decisions, he looks like an asshole a lot of the times. Instead of being stern with your convictions and say, I did this, you take it. And so we see that when we found out that Sophie was dead. Well, that scene. Oh my gosh, man. To me, that episode hooked me. That episode, and when they opened that barn, and Sophie, and they heard one little thing, because everybody's arguing and fighting amongst each other. I heard one little thing growling, rah, rah, and she comes out, and they showed her that it was Sophie. I was like, oh my gosh. All this time they went out hunt after hunt. Daryl almost died looking for this chick, man. Oh my gosh. They put themselves in danger, and the whole time she was on that damn farm in that barn. And I was like, damn, that shit was, oh man, the writing was crazy on that one, man. I was just like, I didn't expect that, man. I really didn't expect that one. I was like, this too much, man. It's too much. I was like, and so then to see Rick walk up, he take the gun out, and even Carl kind of like hide his head like, damn. And then Rick shoots her, bam. And it was like, Rick, I was glad for that to show Rick. That was a lot of development for Rick right there, because Rick, he had to take into account what he did. You know what I'm saying? He made the decision when he told her to whatever, run this way, blah, blah, I'll find you later. Of course, I don't know if she got lost or she automatically got bit by a walker or whatever, but it was his call he made, whether she followed what he said correctly or what. He should have told her to stay with him, but he didn't. And so now that she died, he was the one that had to do the honor of actually sending her off instead of let her live. Let her die. Let her live like that. So he actually had to shoot her in the head. And I was like, yo, that was the most powerful scene to me of episode of season 2. That was crazy. I really became a fan of that. I really became a fan. I liked it, but I loved it after that. I said, damn, man. After that, that whole part was like the whole Shane going off, and then the Sophie discovery. I was like, damn. Because Shane even said some hardcore shit in that damn speech, because he said, no more are we gonna be hunting after the little girl that we all know was gone? You know, and it still came out, and it came for tuition. You know what I'm saying? It came and she was in there, so I was like, damn, you know, that was crazy. And just to see, and then the whole scene where the guy was that creepy ass kid. They tried to kill Rick, they ambushed Rick and Herschel and them, and they didn't know what to do with the guy. They were gonna shoot him and they were gonna kill him. And then he go, bitch ass Dale, don't do it, you can't do it. What about a trial? What about the, like, man? And it was, everybody knew it was more dangerous to have that kid. Y'all let him loose, he could go bring somebody back to the farm. Everybody knew that. Everybody. But they said they're trying to hang on to this, you're guilty, you're innocent, proven guilty. These people just tried to kill you, and he was with them. You know what I'm saying? They would have left you dead out there. Including you, Dale. Bitch ass. You know what I'm saying? They would have left you out there dead and cold, took your weapons and let the walkers eat your guts out. But yet, here you are trying to be the merciful one and be the morale of everything, you know? And it's like, yo, this dude would not show you the same morality. You cannot play that game. You cannot. It's just that time for that. That's why I hated Dale's character. He didn't grasp the situation they were living in, the world they were living in. And so when Rick put the gun about to shoot the kid, and then you saw a little Carl standing there like, yeah, go ahead, Dad, do it. And of course, Rick balls shrink up again because I can't do this for my son. You know, Daryl's right. Like I said, play about this. And Shane looking like, you dumb bitch ass motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy, man. I said like that, man. And so then, of course, we got the great walk with Shane and Rick. And then I guess Rick kind of realized like, yo, something's up with this dude, man. You know, he kind of figured out that Shane took him out there to kill him, and he wasn't talking right. But of course, that's another thing I didn't like. I know Rick is I don't want to say the hero. He's the protagonist of the show, but he just beats fucking Shane's ass twice. He beat Shane's ass up at the whatchamacallit, and then left him there. Then he goes and he just turns around and stabs the shit out of Shane and kills him. I'm like, okay, he just whipping Shane ass all over the place. And like, Shane was more alpha than Rick, you know. Even when they were little boys and Shane used to tell them what happened, you know, Shane was screwing all grown ass women as a teenager and stuff. Teachers and shit. So he was the alpha male, but yet here comes Rick, this baby to whip his ass, the smaller dude. And I didn't like that. I was like, okay, he just beating, she just gets to whip, he's gonna whip Shane ass, you know. But anyway, he kills him. But he did cry about it. He did say, I think he wasn't like he was a badass, like, oh, I killed you. No, he was like, look, man, I told you over again, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, which he did. And of course, that was Shane's way. He didn't stop, you know, and that his way of thinking and living and his personality led to his death.